What the fuck? No, I'm scared.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Untitled Sickos Project. I'm Bears fan alongside my four lovely co-hosts.
And I bet 5. Fuck.
Fuck.
Chat, there's actually 6 co-hosts. It's the 5 of us, and whatever is possessing him to do these things.
Nothing's possessing me to do them. I do them off my own free will. Anywho, I'm Bears fan.
Your
if you couldn't
feel
tell.
sucks.
Now get to the other lovely comedians here, quote unquote.
My name is the MaskedAura, and I'm so sorry, everybody. I am so sorry for the abomination that you had to hear, and I gave this man the welcome mat too, and don't know if that was a good idea now.
Spencer, I think Luke takes too long ordering his Subway sandwiches.
Moderate this, man.
Hey, I was giving Spencer time to make the slides!
You cut out. You cut out.
God. Okay, wait. I was giving Spencer time to make the slides. I was being a good friend, and I was being respectful to my friend who needed extra time making the slides. So I intentionally...
I was asking the mods to chemically castrate Taegan.
What did I do?
I don't know, mister. Hang on, let me auto-tune my voice real quick.
I mean, that's just my normal voice, man. I don't know what to say.
Very funny.
Fuck off.
Nick, this is
Moving
what
on
happens
with
when
the
you're not here.
intros.
This is what happens when you're not here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we have a welcome at Taegan.
No, we still have to get through everyone else.
Oh my god, hurry up!
I'm Carsausage, and boy, am I glad to be previewing the AFC South with all you all people.
Thanks, man.
We have 3 more people that need to introduce themselves.
Oh, you didn't set an order.
Well, yeah, I was hoping you guys would have just gone on the
Forehead!
Fine. Hi, I'm Cayman, and somehow I pulled 3 copies of Measure McQueen. I'm still kind of mad about it.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I may have a Kitasan Black, and my name is Juggerbear.
Have you praised your lord today?
I did cash in my Cygames to me check if that's what you're asking.
No, I'm asking the audience if they've taken time for prayer yet.
And last but not least, we have our resident our resident everyone but Eagles enjoyer when it comes to Philly sports guy.
Hey, it's just like an imitation of the Texans' offense. Always last.
Well,
anyway, hey, name's Noah, 24 Amper. I'm the residential Texans fan.
And we actually have some infighting this go around because we have a Jags and Texans fan on the podcast. Ooh, they're gonna have some takes. Ooh, they're probably gonna say some juicy gossip about the other one. Ooh, but before that, we have some.
Podcast is over.
Kiss on stream. Ooh.
By the time this podcast is over, 3 of Houston's O-line will be injured, and CJ Stroud will have taken 7 sacks, 5 of which were avoidable.
Well, speaking of stuff that could have been totally avoidable, guys, this has been a pretty eventful week. Hey, Spencer, I know you don't like Coldplay, but I know you hate CEOs more. So how about I hit you with a double whammy? Spencer, did you hear about the Coldplay concert in New England Stadium, Gillette Stadium?
Very boring place to be. Fill me in.
Well, so
Actually,
guys, there was a kiss cam on stage. I mean, for people who were going to, get on there, hopefully to get on there. And you want to know who was on there? A certain CEO of a very powerful business. Guys, we caught an affair at a Coldplay concert.
Devious work.
God, fucking stupid.
Personally, guys, if it was consensual, that's whatever. But from the looks of them, they clearly were very embarrassed that they got caught. First things first, how would you not expect being in one of the pillar boxes to not be on those cams? They're basically gonna be on you the entire time.
Some people are not very bright.
More importantly, what are the odds that you just get completely caught red-handed with somebody who's from the HR department?
Mm-hmm.
The odds of just that happening seem like a bazillion to one. This one just seems like, holy shit, what were the actual fucking odds here?
That's just
Single neuron firing between the two of them, other than I want to bone you.
I just don't get it, man. I get you want to. Okay, you take your mistress out on the night on the town, and you're probably not 100% expecting that. But if you're gonna go, at least be in the fuckhead seats, not in the seats where you're most likely going to get caught.
I think that's kind of the opposite effect. You were think in mind, there's tens of thousands of people there. There's plenty of couples that were there, but in an instance, there was a camera that was able to hone in on people who the person at the time probably thought they were married and caught them on the kiss cam red-handed. The odds of that happening were probably extremely low, but it was more something that might have caught the camera's attention or something that we might have missed. But holy shit! But as Nickman might said, imagine having your affair getting exposed by Chris Martin.
Well, there was, believe it or not, this wasn't the only affair that happened this week. There was another affair, and more recently, guys, I don't know if you know this, but the NFLPA, they might have something to say. 'Cause as it came out, recently, apparently there's been some insider happenings. Lloyd Howell Jr.
The NFLPA never has anything to say. That's why they're widely regarded as the weakest union out of the four major American sports.
Right. But this one's different. You have someone who's actively trying to fund both sides of the war. You have someone who has the interest of the NFLPA in mind and the NFL's. Lloyd Howell had, let's just say, a couple of friends and associates that he wanted to treat well. And you want to know what he did to treat those people well? He used some of the NFLPA's fund to go to the strip club with his buddies on the NFL side of things. I'm okay. First things first. It's different if it's on your dime, but we can now say for certainty that some of the money that the NFL has made, some of the money that these NFL players make, are going to fund some dude's strip club journey. And you want to know how much that was? It was $800. So keep in mind, some of these people are getting paid damn near $10,000 a game. Some of these, like, undrafted guys, not $10,000, they're getting paid, like, $10,000 for the entire season, because that's how some NFL contracts. Believe it or not, his game check that he shows up to get might not be as expensive as the trip to the fucking strip club. How completely fucking ridiculous is that? More so, why the fuck do you think you wouldn't get caught? Eventually, you would have had to, like, explain that or something.
In case you haven't noticed, people in charge of companies doesn't necessarily mean they're smart. It's called failing upwards for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the
It's
fact that
Called capitalism,
yes-
and it sucks.
yesterday he stepped down, and that came out of nowhere, and then today we got the reason as to why he stepped down. And when I found out why he stepped down, I'm like, oh my god, no.
How do you get bitched on a guy who owns a podcast? How do you get bitched on by a guy who does a podcast? Legitimate.
Like,
Tier.
that's just bad look all around.
Bad luck? No, that's
No,
karma,
look!
baby.
Bad look.
Oh, look, I thought you said luck.
Look, the bad look all around, and especially when you are like in the area, in doing what you're doing, right? It's a horrifically bad look. The fact that you're spending money, that's specifically for the players in probably what I would believe to be the most disrespectful way imaginable, the strip club.
No, there are worse ways.
I mean,
Place.
I don't know, man. If my taxpayer dollars were being used to fund some strip club journey, I'd be very pissed. There's
They
a
are
good
being
reason
used
why
to
the
that-
government
just
doesn't
something
reveal
that-
their payments, though.
There's a reason. Honestly, if the strip club was the worst thing that my tax dollars were going to, I'd consider it to be a pretty good tax season.
But yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I'd
fucking.
much rather see my tax dollars go towards a lap dance rather than turning Israel into glass.
Fucking. Well, guys, I just want to say, you want to know what the moral of the story is today?
Don't get your hand caught in the cookie jar, because you're going to always remember it as the guy who went and did strip club.
And
And
also
don't get your-
cheated on his wife at a Coldplay concert.
And don't get your dick caught in a cookie jar either. I think that would hurt.
Moral of the story: think with your brain, not with your dick. Anywho, speaking of dicks, the AFC South sucks a bunch of them. I'm just gonna start that off right now. The AFC South is, in my opinion, kind of bad.
It is a conference it's a division that I always think of as like, there's no way it's that bad. Then you think about it for a long time, and you think about it. This division it fucking sucks, man.
Your first problem is thinking when it comes to the AFC South as a longtime depressed fan.
Has there ever been a season where AFC South football is like premier stuff?
Like 1999.
Oh
That's
yes,
it?
I wasn't like literally. Me and Jugger weren't born by then. I don't think that counts.
No, it counts. If a tree falls in the forest and it doesn't make a sound, Caleb Williams still hasn't thrown for 4,000 yards.
Got you there.
We're not even doing the North yet. That's gonna be our fucking last one.
He's got to get his jabs in early.
Early? Fucking. Okay, let's just.
But I mean,
Alright,
for the AFC's for real though. For the AFC South, I feel I always look to that division as being nothing more than just potential. Potential to be the best conference. Like to be one of the good conferences in football. Talented. It I guess allegedly had the best quarterback prospects, being Trevor Lawrence, who right now his ceiling might not be that A-level ceiling that we all thought he did. It might be more of that B ceiling he. So it's hard to say that I'm sold on the Jaguars, but then you've got the Texans, CJ Stroud. He'd rather had quite the down year. There's Cam Ward. I'm not super high on Cam Ward. And then you got the next cocaine battle, which where Jim Irsay from heaven or hell will be saying Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson, and that's so.
I will say this before.
On NFL Network.
I will say
Potential
this.
division, if and when, but never is.
We want to say rest in peace to Mr. Irsay. You have provided a very good amount of memes for this channel, and I'm sure if you were alive now, you learned how to take a joke. And if you didn't, well, fuck you, we're doing them anyways. Anywho, first things first, let's talk about... Let's just rip the fucking Band-Aid off. Let's talk about the fucking Jags.
Boo. Sorry.
Ooh, boy.
That's too enthusiastic. Duval.
Duval.
Alright, the Jacksonville. I've got the move like Jacksonville McJaguars. They added Patrick Metcalf, guard from Baltimore. Jordan Lewis, cornerback from Dallas. Eric Murphy, safety from Houston. Fred Johnson, guard from the Eagles. Daimi Brown, wide receiver from the Commanders. Johnny Muntz, tight end from the Vikings. Hunter Long, tight end from the Rams. Wayne Smoot, defensive end from the Bills. Emmanuel Ogba, defensive end from the Dolphins. Nick Mullins, played for the Vikings.
We got the best QB the Vikings had on offer.
They lost Andre Sisso, Mac Jones, Luke Farrell, Jeremiah Ledbetter, whatever.
Ledbetter.
Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, Josh Reynolds, and Devin Duvernay. Their draft picks, they took Travis Hunter, Caleb Branshaw, Travis Hunter from Colorado, Caleb Branshaw, cornerback from Tennessee, Wyatt Millam from West Virginia, Bashal Fulton from Virginia Tech, Jack Kaiser, linebacker from Notre Dame. Your mystery bag consists of Jalen McLeod, linebacker from Auburn, Brian Lane III from Navy, Jonah Bonham, center from Southern Carolina, and
no, USC.
Whatever. That is University of South Carolina.
California, you.
Sorry, I have autism. Fuck off.
So do I, and I get it right, you horse's ass.
I'm only getting it wrong.
Horses? We're talking about horses? We're ready for Google babies?
Oh my god. Shut up! Shut up!
And lastly, they took LaQuint Allen, running back from Syracuse. Never tell me he spelled anything right again, because I'm getting it wrong.
Anywho,
in that case, I'm off the podcast.
Anywho, let's just start off with saying the Jags, in general. Travis Hunter, I mean, he's cool, he's flashy, he could be fun, but you wanna know something? I'm hearing a lot of coulds and not a lot of wills. Hearing a lot of coulds with this team.
I feel with Travis Hunter, this year is going to be the year where you let him play positions, and then by the end, if he does great on both ends, fantastic. That's wonderful. But
does any
if
team
he
have
doesn't
more?
do well on both sides of the ball, do they change course with him and say, let's focus on one? Because it's better to be very strong at one than mediocre at two.
I gotta ask, is there any other team with as many top 5 picks currently on their roster as the Jaguars? We got
Probably
4.
not. Probably not.
Probably
Well,
not that have been drafted by them, but
Oh wait, chat. How are we feeling about the slides? I made
they're pretty
them.
nice.
They're nice. I just can't go do the slideshow on spreadsheet because it looks very current.
I just wanted to get the consensus opinion of the fine people of the chat. That little peanut gallery, as you so like calling them.
I say peanut gallery as a demotivator. What were you gonna say, Kamane?
anything I say is going to involve a horse, so I am going to be censured probably.
Anywho, but yeah, I think more likely Travis Hunter can play both positions, and I think Brett Coleman said it best. He's most likely going to play mostly on defense at cornerback, and then he'll be in certain packages on offense on the offensive side of things. I don't think he has a chance in the world where he wins both offensive and defensive player of the year, but I will say this. Travis Hunter is going to be the most fun part about this Jags team. Which is crazy because you have Trevor Lawrence on that team.
You're wrong. I, for one, am particularly looking forward to when Travis Etienne gets 80% of the snaps for no reason. I think that's going to be very fun because eventually we will get to Tank Bigsby.
You're trading Travis Etienne to the Cowboys in the middle of the season.
Yeah, and he's getting 80% of the snaps till then. Don't mean I won't be happy when it happens.
Honestly, other than that, like, it really felt like the Jaguars' draft this year was just kind of whatever. I mean, Caleb Ransaw was pretty decent. Pretty decent pickup. Bachel Tuin is also pretty decent too, and Jack Kaiser was one of the unsung heroes on that Notre Dame defense going into the championship last year. Wyatt Millum is a good guard, but even then, it's just I don't know, man. This just reeks of roughness.
See, the thing you need to learn about the Jacksonville football, in air quotes, Jaguars, is that we are perpetually rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic until we're playing against the Steelers in the playoffs in a year that ends in 7.
I
And that
feel
could be
like for
good
the
for another
Jaguars,
group.
I hear that they hit the highest potential, but they never ever reach. So the question is, they really have the high potential?
I mean, yeah.
We have potential to get a second receiver above 500 yards this year. I'll take that.
And Christian Kirk are out of the lineup for the Jags.
Oh no, you don't get it. Gabe Davis is going to be their new wide receiver too. You want to know how sad that sounds?
He got cut, genius.
Wait, he did? Fuck!
I understand why he's not under notable leave. Well, actually, he should be the most notable leave because he made out like a bandit. It's the worst wide receiver signing I've seen since Kenny Golladay.
Who the fuck do they have then? I mean, I know they have Brian Thomas, but who the fuck else
We
do
have
they have?
ETJ, Brenton Strange, and Tom Grassi if he feels like it.
Yeah, like my thing with like the losses. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Sure, it sucks to lose like Christian Kirk made too much money, but I don't think I would have gotten rid of him.
He's been injured for the last 3 seasons. We can't really pay him that much.
Yeah, I get that, but like they didn't like you. Sure, you took Travis Hunter, but if you're gonna use him more defensively than offensively, what do you do? Who's he gonna throw to the? If Brian Thomas Jr. is covered, who are you really going to?
Tank, Travis on the Cowboys. Travis
mean-
Etienne, not Travis Hunter.
Oh no, I know. It's just this offense is rough, but I feel like their defense is pretty solid. I mean, of course, Josh Allen's good.
If you think their defense resembles anything decent, you do not know Jaguars football.
No. They're not bad. Like their pass rush is one of the best.
Their D-line isn't bad, but if Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker are not able to get through, well, congratulations. You have a 20-yard crosser. Get your first down, collect your $200 contract incentive.
I don't know, man. I feel like the Jags defense, at least this year, is going to be somewhat decent.
It'll be improved, but that's not saying much.
Well, at the very least, you have a shutdown corner. Because Travis Hunter is one of those few players who are kind of guaranteed to be an impact player. And not to mention, too, I still think Foyesade Luakon is one of the better linebackers in the league. Not to mention, too,
you're not wrong. Foye is probably our second best free agent signing in the past few years.
Not to mention, too, Darnell Savage, Eric Morey. You have a good safety core. And you have
Darnell
a good...
Savage... Your opinion of Darnell Savage is propped up by the fact that he was able to break the backs of a 2 seed in the playoffs, and I think that's it.
I don't know, man.
Those in Packerland did not love him.
Oh. Still, I didn't feel like it was that. I still feel like this defense is the best part of the team. I mean, after Travis Etienne's gone, then the offense will be, but, like... Yeah. Currently
It's gonna come down to coaching for the Jaguars this year. Because they haven't had a good coach to really... Like, the key thing is, can you get your head coach to get Trevor Lawrence to blossom into his potential that he's been teaching us ever since he was a rookie? You whiffed on... You've done 2 massive whiffs so far. When are you guys
No, T-Law looked pretty decent in 22 before Ice Cream Man handed over play calling duties.
I think the great cause of who's last year's coach? Last year's like
Doug Peterson.
Because I feel like it's the Doug Peterson effect is like he immediately peaks and then he forgets how to coach. It kind of happened with the Eagles, right? Where he got to the Super Bowl, and then it's just like, all right, I've done all that I needed to do, and just coasted instead of adapting.
Well, to be fair, when you embarrass the LA Chargers so bad, and Asante Samuel Jr. by running something out of the T formation to clinch a 27-point comeback where Al Michaels sounds like he's, 3 beers deep and also asleep. Do you really need to improve?
According to the cons, no.
According to the woke media, not really.
I will say this: the offensive line this year could be rough. I mean, Ezra Cleveland at left guard.
Oh, the Jags O-line is going to be rough every. Get used to it.
Right. I mean, I think the right side might be decent. Patrick Bakari is a sneaky decent signing, and Anton Harrison showed pretty good growth at the end of last season, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this Jags team's conflicting, but like when it comes down to it, they still might be the best team in the AFC South.
Nah, this is the Texans division to choke.
No, I don't feel. I'll get to the Texans later.
Well, maybe it's more of a yes and no. It is as much as the Houston Texans to lose, but it's also Jacksonville's division to win if they play up to their ceiling.
They
Look,
have a
no matter what happens, we got an all-time soundbite in the offseason, and I'm sure there will be something very stupid to come out of that locker room this year. Do you think they've added the ping pong tables yet?
no.
A surprising amount of former Vikings on this roster between Ezra Cleveland and Nick Mullins and Johnny Munt. I wonder how much of that has to do with Grant Udinsky being signed as the offensive coordinator.
Potentially. You'll always have some of your guys that you just stick with throughout your entire career, no matter what, whether they're good or bad.
Can someone sign Mercedes Lewis, please?
No, unfortunately, Unk has to go to bed. As much as I'd like for the Bears to sign Mercedes Lewis, I don't think they will.
Yeah, but think about it. We can get Tom Brady this year with like 2 catches. We can get Tom Brady out of second all time on the receivers above 40 list.
Hey,
Oh,
keep
that
in
is
mind,
devious.
I'm pretty sure it goes Jerry Rice, then Tom Brady, then Mercedes Lewis, then anybody else who has ever existed on the planet, and then Brett Favre.
Yeah, and we can move both Tom Brady and Brett Favre one step lower. Get on it, sign them. Bring them back
Someone
for a
will.
retirement tour in Duval.
Duval.
Anywho,
Oh.
one other thing that I will say real quick, one player that I have looked out for and I'm really hoping does well, Parker Washington. I really hope he does well, man.
He's probably wide. He's wide receiver 2 or 3, depending on where you want to put Travis.
Nah, he's probably wide receiver 4 because you got Daimi Brown for a slot. And if Hunter's gonna be a wide receiver, he's gonna be wide receiver 2. I will just say this though: the Brian Thomas pick last year looks so much better in hindsight now, looking at this wide receiver group. Because if they didn't pick them, holy crap, this room would be bad. Like,
Yeah, if they didn't,
really
you might
bad.
be asking why the wide receiver font wasn't in green and yellow. Because it would be bad.
Be Kentucky Fried Ass would be the term.
Noah, what are your thoughts on the Jags as a hated rival?
Not hated. We don't care about the Texans much.
It's weird. I don't know, man. Honestly, I think that the biggest problem for the Jags is what happened years ago. I think Trevor Lawrence, he's a talented player. He's one of the most talented players I've ever seen in college football. I just gotta wonder how much Urban Meyer destroyed him because he just has not been anywhere near what he should be ever since he was drafted.
Are we just going to pretend 2022 didn't exist here? Is that what we're
He
doing?
had one good year. You're not wrong, but I think the point that we're trying to get at is like he hasn't reached his ceiling when, again, Trevor Lawrence was like a big reason why I got into college football, why I was just so fascinated by him. He was
And again,
phenomenal to watch.
and I personally blame it on the worst coaching tenure I've ever seen in the sport. There's bad coaching and there's generationally bad coaching, and I just think Trevor has not really recovered from that ever experience.
I mean,
Not to mention all the
oh,
he's
sorry.
sustained over the years.
My only other explanation would be like the ACC is the most overrated conference in all of college football. That's the only other reason that I can think of why Trevor Lawrence hasn't reached potential, is because the ACC is garbage defense. It's not. There's nothing there.
Empirically speaking, the Power Four are consistently rated above by college pollsters.
Well, yeah.
Plus Trevor Lawrence beat the tar out of Bama beat the tar out of Bama. So that kind of negates the whole thing. I personally think it's all down to coaching. I just don't think. Personally coaching, and I just don't think Shad is very good. Well, more Trent Baalke is not very good.
We don't have Trent Baalke. We fired him.
Yeah. We had him for 4 years. When you had him for 4 years with Trevor Lawrence, and he did nothing to help. Honestly, it's kind of a miracle that you even made the playoffs in 2022.
Yeah, it turns out that the AFC South's proud tradition of choking away winnable divisions runs very deep.
Yeah.
It's just Jaguars. I'm left with more questions than answers. And whether, who you choose, there are various variables on why just Trevor Lawrence has been so underwhelming as a back prospect. I really hope he turns it around, because if Trevor Lawrence just ends up being the biggest what ifs, do we start seeing college guys that have 1 or 2 years left of eligibility just not sign their rookie contract, go to the NCCA, sign an NCCA waiver, go back to their college roots, and re-enter the draft to be on a different team?
No, because we're not going to see that. First overall picks make too much money.
True, but like NIL deals, like what was it? Travis Hunter made almost $10 million in NIL deals.
Yes, and he is making 3 times that, fully guaranteed, as the number.
Yeah, that's his contract though. His contract, he's getting that. Like the signing bonus is big, but it's about $4 million a year he's getting.
Yeah, and he gets the signing bonus regardless. You gotta factor that in.
You're right. Your signing bonus is there and all, but like that signing bonus is always going to be there, no matter if you're still going to be projected as like first overall pick, just on a different team.
Perry in chat says, "Who's your favorite Jags MVP?"
What the fuck?
Oh, I actually speaking of which, I do have to wonder how their new coach is going to do.
I think Liam Cohen will be good. I think what he did with Baker, is phenomenal. And if there's anyone that's going to be able to whisper to him, to whisper to fucking Trevor and make him better, I think Liam Cohen is that guy, because he is the key.
If there is a thing to say, I don't think Doug Peterson is very good at being a long-term coach. He's one of the greatest first-year coaches. He just gets. We saw that with the Eagles.
It's more like it's like I said earlier. It's like and then he just kind of coasts along and doesn't really do anything after that.
Yeah. Liam Cohen, I think should be good. I am optimistic for James Gladstone. But we'll see.
Yeah.
At the very least, the goal for the Jaguars is to, if they can do that, it would be
If they can do what?
be better than they were last year.
Ah, gotcha. You just cut out from. Yes, Juggerbear.
Hmm?
What do you think of the Jacksonville Jaguars? I wonder what
just-
reference he's going to make.
All
We'll
we
get to
need
the
is an
horse girl in
offense
a
and a
sec.
defense and some rule changes.
But this team sucks. Well, I don't think they'll suck, but if Trevor Lawrence isn't basically if Trevor Lawrence does what he did last year, this team goes nowhere. It's all about Trevor Lawrence basically just living up to that potential we saw from him in his Clemson days.
We also have to keep in mind Trevor did play injured last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was
I'm aware.
another thing. I think
Yep.
after finally being able to get rehabbed, I think he'll be better this year, but there's a lot of questions, and if they're answered, this could be a good team. But will they be? That's a what if for the what if division. Well,
Mhm.
moving on to
Oh, we
floors
gotta
and
do our-
ceilings.
Oh, sorry, Taegan. My bad. I'm so.
Nah, you're good. Moving on to floors and ceilings. Jags fan, give us your floors and ceilings.
Clearly, the floor and ceiling are both 20-0. Ceiling could be like 11-6. Floor is probably the inverse, maybe 5-12.
I will.
Last thing I want to know, they gave up this year's pick.
Yeah, and Cleveland has locked their pick in as 32nd overall. We're winning the Super Bowl.
So, if you can only imagine, there's a lot of pressure for
Kids.
Jacksonville to win this season. Because if Jacksonville plays to their floor, way to give Cleveland a top 5 pick that they're gonna blow.
Yeah, if they have a floor, oh wow. It's not like we have someone uniquely qualified for not picking in the first round as our GM.
That's just that's important. They don't have their first round pick this year. Gave it away.
Give it away. Gave it away. I don't know what song I'm referencing, but they gave it away.
But my floor and ceiling, you're gonna see a very common with this. For my ceiling for them, I'll be generous and say 10-6. I mean 10-7. I'll be generous and say 10-7. I think that's easy enough to win the division. However, their floor 3-14.
Yeah, for 3-14, their ceiling is
3-14. That's it.
About what I have to say about that too, you know. They strike me as a team that'll either sneak into the wild card or just completely piss themselves on the football field for 17 consecutive games.
Not true, 16 games, and then we play the Colts at home.
True, that's true. The Colts never beat you in Jacksonville.
Been a decade.
Oh yeah, that's one of the great all-time football gimmicks. God forbid the Colts play in sunny Florida.
You'd think they were the Packers with how bad they play down south.
Come on, I think it could change though. Since unfortunately, Irsay's passing, it's much easier to hide that the Colts owner doesn't do cocaine anymore.
Know of that we know of.
That we know of. I really do hope we get to read that meme. That was a bitch we had. Also, to one of my favorite videos that we did on the.
Noah, what is your floor and ceiling?
For the Jags?
Yep.
Well, their ceiling is automatically going to be the division with proxy, and that's applies for all 4 teams. 10-7 is easily enough to win the division.
9-8 is
though,
enough to win this division. 8-9 might be.
Real talk. I think if all goes well, they could be a 11 or 12 win team. They could
Oh.
potentially get a home field advantage in the West. Maybe I could see them as a 4 or even a 3 seed. But at their worst, they're probably going to be a 5-win team, 5-6 wins. Though I expect them to be around a 7 or 8 win team. I think their 4-win season just came at the result of being decimated much of the midseason.
Yeah, if you look at the games, it was it was a ton of games decided by one score or less. The Eagles was a one-score game, and now it's the cover of Madden, but we don't talk about that.
Oh yeah, that did happen. Jugger, floor and ceiling.
The floor is 4 wins. Like, and this is the worst case scenario. Trevor Lawrence is injured, that kind of thing. The ceiling, I think they could maybe squeeze out 11 or 12. And for my horse, because this is my gimmick now, this is my life, is anime horses. Hang on, let me try and find the horse I was thinking of here. I can't quite remember her name because I despise this horse with a passion, but not enough to actually remember the name.
Bullshit?
No, not that one. Hang on.
Marzensky?
Sorry. Give me just one.
To all the Usamume fans out there, Usamume
Yeah.
mentioned.
Yeah. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? You got the stupid buzz cut looking thing. Yes, Majiro Ryan.
Yep.
Mostly just because I think the horse has a really stupid haircut, and I don't like that horse very much, and I don't think the Jags will be very good. Maybe I'm just a hater. I don't know.
Metro O'Brien is a notable comparison.
Well, Luke, what do we have next?
We have the Colts. They added Corey Ballentine from Green Bay, cornerback. They added Cameron Bynum, safety from Minnesota. Khalil Herbert, running back from Baltimore. Daniel Jones from the Giants. I'm not counting the Vikings. Tre'Davious Ward from the Niners. They lost.
The Bengals, stupid.
Julian Blackman. I'm just doing what this says. Forehead. Jesus Christ.
The B is for Bengals.
Oh. Anyways, Julian Blackman. They lost Ryan Kelly, DJ Speed, Deo Odebig, Joe Flacco,
dang, Bo.
Will Fries, Keelan Granson, Matt Gay, and Jim Irsay.
Well, wait, we're forgetting chat. Oh wait, Spencer, is there another slide?
No, it's there. Jim Irsay, Coke Addict is there.
No. There's one player that's missing. Oh, this is the Colts. Oh, my bad. I thought this was the Texans for some reason.
No, you're right. And Anthony Richardson will only go on to the attractions halfway through the podcast.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. But yes, what were their draft picks?
Their draft picks were Tyler Warren, tight end from Penn State. JT Kilamalu, defensive end from Ohio State. Justin Wally, tight end from Minnesota!
Yeah.
Wait, guys, I got a perfect one.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jalen Travis, offensive tackle from Iowa State. Your mystery bag includes DJ Giddens from Kansas State, Riley Leonard from Notre Dame, Tim Smith from Alabama, and Hunter Wohler from Wisconsin.
Oh, I see. DJ Giddens doesn't have a position. His position is Kansas State.
Yeah, mistake detected, mistake detected, mistake. Look at that mistake you made, Spencer.
Yeah, at least I own up to him, unlike your bitch ass.
I own up to them, and I do it to piss you off.
Ladies, if I shake my hair, will you stop fighting? Ladies, if I shake my hair, will you
We're
stop
like
fighting?
ladies now.
Oh, I would like you to all take a look at at the last notable addition / retain, because I feel like that sums up about what the Colts did this offseason.
I still like my Jim Irsay part on the slide.
Legitimately, it doesn't really feel like this Colts team changed much. Now, granted, they lost 2 very good O linemen, but they had 2 other linemen prepped up and ready to replace them anyway. Not to mention Will Fries was injured for a good part of last season too. It really just seemed like this year they were just focused on replacing rather than improving. Because, like, other than Tyler Warren, Penn State, what else is there new to say about this team other than amazing roster? Unfortunately, the forward pass was invented in 1906.
I mean, I feel that when I look at the Colts here, I see a bunch of misguided. But at the
What do you
same
mean?
well, what I mean by this is like we've seen some fantastic stuff and some like fantastic passes from Anthony Richardson. We know he can throw the ball, but it feels like he makes one excellent throw per game at just the most random moment possible.
The most rancid throw of all time and the most amazing throw of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of them are fucking dog shit. Like, he knows how to sling the rock. The issue is, he doesn't know when to stop slinging the rock. He's like a kid in Madden. All he wants to do is throw the deep ball. Ooh, deep ball! Ooh, deep ball! Ooh, deep ball!
Have you considered that
Alaska
he's
Martians.
Like the thing is, like last year we heard the complaints of he's always tired and exhausted. I think it's the style of football that he plays is just extremely dangerous. But
Yeah,
like, at the
only
same
Cam
time,
Newton
I
could play
feel like
that
he
style.
doesn't know any other style because he can't throw the ball within 15 yards without shitting himself.
But guys, don't you get it? He's the next Josh Allen. Just you wait and see.
He was the next Cam Newton.
He's gonna be the next Josh
actually.
Allen, you guys. Experimental raw quarterbacks work, you guys. Trust me. Trust me, for the love of God. Trust me.
Here's the thing. You have to have a good coach or a good offensive coordinator to get the quarterback right. I'm sorry, but after, like, I'll say it as it is. 2023 was an impressive season for, what's his name? Fucking, not Rich Gannon, the other guy, Shane Steichen. It was an impressive year for Shane Steichen. He had a significantly better quarterback this year, and he did worse. And not to mention, too, they got the fucking defensive coordinator that wasn't good enough for Cincinnati.
I just think Cincinnati just didn't have the talent that they once had. Kind of where I can forgive them a little bit because Cincinnati, they've had a lot of key stalwarts on the defense walking free agency instead of re-signing them. And they just haven't found guys to fill the roles that they once did. Because Mike Brown's a cheap ass.
I wish I could find a guy to fill my roles.
Hey, yo, what?
What the fuck?
The Saint Hostess, buddy. The Saint Hostess. But, like, legitimately, though, like, this team has a phenomenal roster. They have a great defense. Why can't they just get the quarterback? Like, if this team had Kyler Murray, they'd easily fucking blow this division out of the water. But they're stuck with the tandem of Danny Dimes and the guy who gets exhausted and can't play every snap.
I think what they gotta really do is like the offense that Shane Steichen kind of really needs is an offense that you allow Anthony Richardson to play thrive in. I thought he had it at some point, but then lost it.
Had lost it. Oh my
Had
god, Wayne Gretzky reference?
Yeah, had it, then lost it.
And here's the thing. It's just the Colts are needlessly frustrating. How do you overachieve and underachieve at the same time? Because I feel like this team has found a way to do it.
Ask the Vikings.
You considered taking another ride on the quarterback carousel.
Like their defense
Oh.
is fairly average, and again they had a bit of a talent draft. It's really hard to say what this team do really be successful because it's one of those years where it kind of doesn't matter how well they do because the organization's in the process of finding the next owner to really guide and mentor to the next level. It was never going to be Jim Irsay,
Right.
for God's sake. But now you're at this position to where you're in a bit of you're kind of in limbo in terms of ownership and direction, where you could very well potentially see if the team does get sold. I think you're going to clean house immediately.
Even
keep it.
turn is going to be gone.
I will say this. People are saying Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson are going to start. They're missing the clear and obvious answer in the room. Both of them are going to get hurt at some point, and we're going to see Riley Leonard attempt to lead a football team down the field.
A lot of Riley Leonard.
Called it a classic Forrest bump moment if that happened.
Yeah.
Not to mention too. I'm sorry, but I just want to say Riley Leonard's gimmick as a fucking quarterback. His mother waking him up every morning to tell him that he sucks. Like, that's cute, but at some point it's just like, okay, dog, we get it. We get it. But anywho, I mean, what else could we talk about? I mean, Jonathan Taylor, I mean, I think he'll be the Derrick Henry replacement once Derrick Henry's gone. It's either going to be him or Josh Jacobs as the true bell cow back after after Henry retires.
I don't know.
Because
is it still Chris Ballard?
no,
Still Chris Ballard for now.
Bro lined up the guy with so much coke. What the? Then he.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see where that intern ends up after this year. Because they've been by Irsay's side since the Baltimore days, and
yeah.
I wonder what he's on. I think there's nobody he can get cocaine. He knows all the best cocaine. I mean, I just feel like that's more of an interesting subject than whatever the fuck it is.
I mean, at least I will give this about the Colts. They have potential, but Noah, give me your thoughts on the Colts.
Oh, hang on. Honestly, I think this is going to be kind of an attrition year. It is hard moving on from owner from it. Jim Irsay was not the greatest owner. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that. But him dying, that's going to be hard to really overcome this year. But Let's get past that. Though I do have respect for Ursi, even though he wasn't perfect. Not perfect at all, actually. He was actually pretty hitting. You know what I mean. He still did
He
a
was
lot.
bump and
And
miss.
Yeah. But he still did a lot. He was the overseer of a Colts Super Bowl championship in 2007. So him passing on is going to hurt. And I think it's going to show on the field. Anyway, regarding the on-field product, this is a make or break year for Anthony Richardson. If he can't come through this time, then I don't think the Colts anymore after this one. At least Lawrence can. At least Lawrence actually. Lawrence. I'm starting my words. Hang on.
You're good.
At least Lawrence can throw the football accurately. If Anthony Richardson isn't throwing 60-yard dimes, he's throwing nothing at all. He's extremely prone when he's playing on the field. He's extremely inaccurate. He is the definition of a boom or bust quarterback, in which he literally either throws a booming touchdown or he busts.
I'm gonna bust, bro.
Yeah. If he can't come through this time, then he's probably going to be then the Colts are probably going to be the bottom of the division. Honestly, I will say I do like Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren was an exceptional tight end for Penn State, and I think he'll do good then. If Anthony Richardson throws an accurate ball to him, then. But
Well,
yeah.
wasn't Tyler Warren's main thing like at Penn State? He was great at the short game, like getting the short passes and making plays off of them.
Yep, he was a very good player in terms of the yak.
So that's the thing that I wanted to talk about Richardson. Anthony Richardson is the anti-quarterback, in my opinion. He does all the small stuff you want an elite quarterback to do well, but then he does all the big stuff you want a quarterback to do well, but all the small stuff, the stuff that you need, your bread and butter, he somehow can't do that.
Yeah.
And that's the weirdest thing of all time, because how are you able to just sling the rock 70 yards down the field, and you're able to make such electrifying plays on your feet, but you're being told to throw a slant route, and the ball goes over your wide receiver's head by 50 feet, and it's intercepted.
Right?
Keep in mind, this is if he's healthy. I'm looking at their quarterback room right now. If it's not Anthony Richardson, the backup quarterback is Danny Derps.
Wait, Indy, thank you for the comp pick.
That
wanted
is
to get that out there.
playoff victor Danny Derps for you.
Oh
If
my
Jones
god.
is too bad or injured, then the third quarterback is Riley Leonard, the one out of Notre Dame, who was a good quarterback for Notre Dame, to be sure, but he wasn't like the driving force for those Irish.
Yeah, Julian Love, is that his name? Or is it Jeremiah Love?
I think it's Jeremiah Love. Let me take a
Yeah,
look.
Jeremiah Love was the heart and soul of that offense, and I'll still stand by
Jeremiah
that.
Love. And if it's not Riley Leonard, it's Jason Bean.
Who is Jason Bean? I'm gonna look this guy up. That's a heck of a name. Jason Bean, a 25-year-old quarterback out of Kansas.
Yeah,
Is he related to Butterbean?
No. He's not. But it would be really funny, because if he threw a pick, he'd just pull out his hands and start fighting the DB who picked them off.
He was the starting quarterback before Jalen Daniels.
It's just... There's so much hope with this team. It's just rough, man. Also, Jugger, get your... Oh, go ahead. No, you weren't done. No, it wasn't done.
All right.
No, I was gonna say you weren't done, so you could.
Yeah, I
finish
know.
this
I'm looking something up. I think this is the last. I think this is the last stand for Chris Ballard. If he can't succeed, if he cannot get the Colts to the playoffs this time, he's fired.
What about Shane Steichen? You think he's gone with him?
Yeah.
Steichen, I believe so. I do like Steichen. I think he was an extremely good offensive. I do think the offense for the Colts, when Anthony Richardson isn't the worst thing ever, is okay. But yeah, I think he'll also be fired if the Colts don't make the playoffs again.
Yeah.
Because last year, I think the Colts had one of their worst losses in recent memory. It wasn't a heartbreaking loss to a division rival that was in the middle of a division race. It was a loss to the Giants. The
He was
Drew Lock.
starting Drew Lock.
Like the second that happened, and I think he's going to be on the hot seat the whole season, unless the Colts.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just.
I think I'm gonna get these Titan slides, the rest of these slides done, and the rest in time. I'm sorry, everybody.
That's okay.
It's okay.
You're
Chad.
fine.
Good, man.
At least I know now for next week, for my next episode.
It's okay. The Titans don't have much worth talking about other than making fun of them for bad trades that won an Eagles Super Bowl.
Yeah. I will. Well, Jugger, voice your opinions on the Colts. Go ahead,
I mean,
Southern boy. Speak on the Colts. I know
They're
you
a
want
giant-
to.
they are a raffle ticket, I guess. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, you guys already said everything that needed to be said. It's mainly just
They're called the
Shoot.
Colts, and you don't have anything about horses.
I was
Really?
getting to that. All right,
Oh
you
my
big goo goo baby.
Not everything immediately has to be about horses. You have to weave it into the conversation, much like you have to weave between the other horses if you're going pace chaser.
See, that's how you do it.
There's a jammed way ahead, man. We can't get through without some navigation.
Mm-hmm. All right. All anyway saying is how the people desperately need me to pick a horse. Let's go to my big raffle ticket because I don't really know what horse I would call the Colts right now, just because they're such kind of a mystery bag.
There's a degenerate gambler horse, isn't there?
Actually, I think Gold Ship might work for this one. Schizophrenic, yeah.
I wasn't
Can we
thinking
say
Gold
that?
Ship.
I mean, I feel like Gold Ship's the right one when they win. It's like a kick in the face. Like, oh my god, they won! Holy shit!
Yeah. Like
No,
Gold Ship if you remove the
gets
talent.
face because it's funny.
Because Gold Ship actually won things. The Colts haven't really been doing a whole lot of winning recently.
Yeah. The Colts, I will say this. I feel like the Colts and the Saints are in like the same situation.
Mm-hmm.
Won a Super Bowl in the mid 2000s, kind of coasted off that since then. Haven't really done much other than be like, hey, we have the potential to be good, and just not do anything.
I mean, at least the Saints have the excuse of getting robbed in the NFC Championship. I mean, the Colts, when they were in the AFC Championship last, they got,
No, they have an excuse. Deflategate.
And is that really an excuse? You get
I mean, you can make
by,
anything an
20
excuse.
points. That's not
It
much
was
of an
really
excuse.
Funny.
But yeah. Well,
Am I supposed to say something about the horses?
yes.
Well, we can take another step onto the magical quarterback carousel that is the somehow not quarterbacked by Aaron Rodgers until next year, Indianapolis Colts. They're gonna be weird. I don't think they're gonna be good, and unlike Uma Musume, I'm not entirely convinced if they have a horse in this race. They have not met their goals, and I don't think they're going to be kept on as a career. They will not make it to the Ura finale. How sad.
Mhm. Sad,
Maybe
sad for
Anthony
them.
Richardson can use his downtime to shadow for Kyler Murray on double XP weekends.
Oh my god. Well, chat. It's time for snouts and hooves, also known as floors and ceilings.
I'm gonna give their ceiling 9 wins. Everything for AR-15 pans out. Progress. I'm not high on that. Floor is 3 wins. I'll pick.
Arch Manning.
Uh. Think gonna declare for the draft this year.
Well, for my hooves and snouts, I will go. Like I said, 10-7. The floor, 6-11. This roster is unfortunately too bad to lose games. However, I will say this. I think their floor is their most realistic version of them.
Yeah. Again, I'm saying 3 wins as the floor because I don't think AR-15 is him. To quote the ever something Barry McCockiner, he stinks. The ceiling, if I am wrong by parroting Barry McCockner's opinion, he had like 9 wins. I don't think they're getting the first overall pick, though. I will say that. I think there might be one team worse than, but I'm not sure who yet. Just a gut feeling. They're not even going to win at losing.
Spencer?
So yeah, I think the Colts are going to be really bad this year. Like throw up on your dick levels of bad. I think they're going to be like.
Oh, that's a new turn of phrase.
Yeah,
Shit on my turnips, kinda weird, you know.
they don't exactly tickle your taint, is what I'm getting at.
True, truth, nuke. The Colts don't tickle my taint. They also don't wiggle my wiener either.
They don't tickle my pickle.
My ceiling for them is 8 and 9, and my floor for them is 0 and 17. They give those vibes.
Everywhere I go, there's anime horses are always mentioned. Anywho,
Anywho.
Kamain.
Well, I don't think every pony in the organization is going to be happy with how the season turns out, if I'm being completely honest. I think the ceiling is 10-7, and they get bounced in the wild card because 2 teams that are better than them theoretically choked away the division. And the floor is they don't even make it through the first leg of the race. And they will be they will be sent to the other glue factory at 5-12, which is notably not a thing they do to horses in Japan, which has led to some confusion and intrigue about English memes in the Uma Musume community.
Noah, did you give yours?
For the Colts, ceiling and floor,
Yep.
they suck.
They-
I'm gonna be real. This is a lottery team.
They suck.
That is like a Nick saying. That was like Nick saying they took turns for me. I've never heard you just flat out just say they suck.
That's funny. Holy shit.
At best, they're missing the playoffs by a game, but probably to an easy opponent. And at worst, they're probably the 3rd worst team in all of football. I do not like them. I don't think Richardson is very good.
They are not good people.
Are you saying that just because you hate them, though?
No, I wish I could say that, but no, I think the Colts are just I think it's just because of Anthony. Man, I don't think he's a quarterback. And if he's not, and if he, and the way, and I don't think he's really done anything to prove he can be consistent. At least Lawrence has shown those flashes. Anthony Richardson just hasn't. I feel like there's going to be another quarterback carousel unless they are locked.
That's
If he
outdueled
walks in-
another 2021
All right.
NFL quarterback for a roster slot, Trevor Lawrence, to you.
Maybe if everything goes right, the Colts can be a 9-1 team, a 9-8 team. But I just don't think they have a. I just don't. And if you don't have a quarterback room, you're not winning many games.
Holy shit, we actually did just have two of the horse teams back to back. Yo, chat, the Usamume fad's gonna be so dead after this stream. Let's fucking go, we're so back. Kamain gave theirs.
Guys, you learn how to pronounce things correctly.
Shut up. Luke,
So it
what's
will
your
never
Florence feeling?
die. The horse legacy
I
shall
said
be
9 and 8,
eternal.
and they're
Did I miss anyone?
You could have asked Golshi's opinion, but
Shut
no, I
up.
think you got it.
Up next, who do we have, Luke?
we have Tennessee Titans. Their notable lead additions: Xavier Woods, Dan Moore Jr., Evan Zettler, Cody Barton,
Ziegler.
Tyler Lockett, Van Jefferson, Darnell Baker Jr., Dermont Jones, Sebastian Joseph Day, Lorenzo Carter, Johnny Hecker, and Joey Slide. Departures: Dylan Runs, Harold Landry, Kenneth Murray, Nick Westbrook, 9, Daniel Branskill, Tyler Boyd, Nicholas Petfrey, Jermaine Baker, Mason Rudolph, Gobe Azui, and Ryan Stonehouse. With their draft pick, they took Cam Ward, quarterback from Miami. They took Oluwafemi Oluwajedo from UCLA, edge rusher. Kevin Winston Jr., safety from State. Wide receiver Tremaine Dyke from Florida. Tight end Gunnar Helm from Texas. Wide receiver Eric Arumainer, receiver from Stanford. I think he's Canadian. Fifth round they took. Oh, sorry. Your mystery bag includes Jackson Slater, guard from Sacramento State. Marcus Harris, corner from Cal. Carlell Mullings, running back from Michigan.
I just want to say, from a good friend of mine, they suck.
And I like their additions, but I'm just not sold on
Brian Callahan.
Word necessarily.
Oh yeah, Brian Callahan. He was pretty overmatched in his first year. Though I will be honest, I'm not sure how much that ends with Callahan and starts with Levis.
I mean, Levis didn't help him out, but what the fuck did Brian Callahan do? Like, what does he's the epitome of what does he do? Because I feel like he's just there. Like,
He's only there because he was coached by a guy who was coached by Sean McVay.
yeah. And it's just Brian Callahan is fucking bad. Oh no, I agree, Josco. Brian Callahan's fucking gone. They could win the division going like 7-10, which is a very real possibility, and I still think he gets fired. Like, are you really gonna call a 7-10 season winning the dogshit South a good enough accomplishment to stay? No.
I'm trying to think the AFC South is a joke that needs to be contracted.
You're just starting to think this now?
Yes.
The whole throwing up on your dick thing.
So what's it like not having to think about the AFC South on a? Because that sounds much more pleasant than what I do.
Honestly, it's like I don't know, man. It's sort of like not having herpes. You don't really think about it.
It's sort of like not having herpes. Okay,
What the
interesting.
fuck?
Very descriptive. Thank you.
I am killing it in this new apartment, man. Oh.
Yeah,
Hey,
the
man.
black mold
Hey,
just
hey.
really made you
Oh my-
fun of your.
Hey, man. How was the wedding? Well, it wasn't like getting herpes.
Cause I'll
Fucking
tell you,
hell.
getting herpes is the worst.
My wife left me, and she took the dog.
People say be positive about the. People say be positive about the Titans when the Titans gave me HIV. I just God, like Cam Ward could be cool, like he could be, but like
True.
he's gonna be throwing passes to Tyler Lockett, who's going to fucking duck and cover after a 5-yard completion. Calvin Ridley, who's just trying to save all the money he can before he gets into gambling debt after he retires. And then
That's not always good, don't
and then you have fucking Chidobe fucking Chika Okonkwo is a really fun player. He's super fast, but like he has weapons. But like again, this
From
Titans
last year.
team is doesn't exist. This is not a roster. This is a group of athletes who are being told to play these specific positions. And they just so happen to play them a little bit. This isn't an NFL roster. And fucking this team's just confusing. Firing Mike Vrabel will be one of the biggest mistakes this franchise has ever made, because you sacrificed stability because you didn't want him in power. That is a completely dumb reason to not want someone there.
Mm-hmm.
You lost Derrick Henry because of him. You basically lost AJ Brown because of him. Because if I remember correctly, they told to trade AJ. I think they were told to trade AJ Brown because they didn't want to have to pay him.
One of the worst moves they've ever made.
So all of this to lose a fucking power struggle, just so you can say, "Oh yeah, I'm in charge here." Yeah,
Yeah,
congratulations,
you
you're in
consider more
charge
of
of
a
a 3-14
get it.
team. I mean, there's nothing on this team. Like Jeffrey Simmons is fun.
I will at least say this. Cam Ward has to at least be a little better than this.
Rex Grossman would have been better than Will Levis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, and I'm not talking about like Super Bowl Rex Grossman. I'm talking about the fucking Redskins Rex Grossman. Like that Rex Grossman.
You can't say that here. You can't say that a Bears quarterback was good.
I don't even think firing Vrabel was the problem. He was clearly past his expiration date, but you needed to find a better replacement than mine in this. Here's the thing, Nick. I very much disagree with that, because Mike Vrabel showed no signs of stopping. Yeah, I mean he had a rough year with Ryan Tannehill, but like Ryan Tannehill was way past his expiration date, but he still had that pretty bad contract under. So what are you gonna do? Get rid of him in mid-season? No, that's just not. That's rough. You can't just do that. I think getting rid of Vrabel was I think the idea of getting rid of Vrabel works if you have a protege in mind. That's true. If Callahan was the strongest guy, why bother? Simply put, it's the same thing like always. The ownership wanted power, but they didn't want it. But they were willing to sacrifice everything to make sure they got that power. And now look at where they are now. They have to hope that Cam Ward is the guy, or they're fucked. They're just fucked.
For the record, this is a perfect opportunity to say, fuck the Addams family.
Hey, the Addams family did nothing. Just because they had a
I hate
hand.
that song. I had to listen to it too much around Halloween.
Mr. Addams has done nothing. He has a very loving wife and 2 beautiful kids.
None of them were at a Coldplay
dipped over
concert
Houston.
recently, right?
Yeah. And one of their kids are played by Jenna Ortega, Spencer. So how could you say that?
Saying, when you copyright the color blue, something is very wrong.
With you.
I guess. But,
Yeah, that one's from Houston peeps who are still mad about the Oilers.
I still can't believe this team has a chance to win the division despite having one of the worst fucking rosters. Because I can see it now. The entire fucking AFC South is so focused on infighting with each other and being just absolute dumbasses that they forget that the Titans are like 6-10 by the end of the division, and they just let them get in. Because
have you considered the fact that the AFC South has 2 free division wins amongst 3 of the teams, and they're labeled as the Tennessee Titans home and away games?
that's the thing. The Titans played decent ball against their opponents last year. Like, their division opponents. They didn't play too bad. They didn't play the greatest, but Will Levis...
that Texans game pissed me off.
I could have drunk the Buffalo Wild... I'm going to stop you right there. I could have drunk that Buffalo Wild Wings I was at watching Jags-Titans dry, and I still wouldn't have been drunk enough to think that was a good game.
So,
you know what's the sad thing about this AFC South?
What?
You want to know the last player on the? Oh wait, hang on. Oh, never mind. My joke was killed. I was going to say the last quarterback to actually make the championship in division was Blake Bortles, but no, the Titans had that mirror.
Now Ryan Tannehill has just the same amount of effect. It's not as sad as Blake Bortles, but it's pretty bad. I mean, it's still like saying, hey, I flooded the house instead of hey, I burned the house. I mean, everything's so damaged, and you're gonna have to move places. But like,
Honey, I shrunk the division expectations.
Yes, that's the.
It's like the difference. It's like the difference between accidentally getting poop on your dick and getting puke on your dick.
And there's
I am
also
very concerned about what you're watching on the internet.
If you keep this up, I am signing you up for Uma Musume, and there is nothing you can do about it.
Oh no!
I'm signing you up for emotional therapy.
Noah, we have emotional therapy. Unfortunately, emotional therapy we can't get in until about 13 days from now, at about 7:20
We have
at
emotional therapy. It's called Horse Girls.
night. Fuck your horses. Anywho, let's look at the. I mean, I will say this.
We're not moving past that. What the hell? What did my horses do to you?
Chat, as you can see right now, there's nothing to talk about the Titans. They are boring. They have nothing. They are the biggest fucking piece of shit team known to man. They are the biggest thing. No, they are the biggest self-inflicted room of all time. If it wasn't for the Cleveland Browns, this team would be a constant laughingstock. But no, the Cleveland Browns drafted Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders. So the Titans get off scot-free with every single bad decision that they've done so far.
Yeah, but
in all honesty, so dumb. I'm not even going to give them a horse.
I feel like this can be one of those. I feel like this is going to be one of those Texans with Shoot, I forgot. I always think his name is Robbie Love, but it's not Robbie Love.
Brock Osweiler?
No, I'm talking about a head coach.
Um,
It's going to be another day. It's going to be like the Texans snap. Bridge year.
Gary Kubiak?
Head coach is getting fired no matter what. It's going to be like unless they make the playoffs,
Yeah.
unless they go on a miracle run and make the playoffs. This screams 2020 Texans. Going to be one of those bridge years.
Oh, David Culley.
gets
David
fired.
Culley.
Yeah, David Culley. That's probably a better example.
They're going to trade away Will Levis for a second-round pick. and
oh
a
my
walk running
god!
back.
I just realized the funniest thing that could happen. There's an in-division trade. Will Levis goes to the Colts. Just think about it, guys. Imagine how funny that would be.
Still the third best quarterback on that team.
Miss with the booger sugar from beyond the grave.
The funniest outcome would be if the Titans actually won this division. If Cam Ward can do it, if Cam Ward can pull a CJ Stroud, but I don't think it can really happen unless everyone trips over themselves.
Which is possible. We've seen it before.
We've had a fair few laughs around here about how the Steelers are assembling since 2020, but I think we have missed the potential for the greatest wide receiver core of 2018 in what the Titans are fielding.
Maybe. Anywho, who wants to continue talking about the Titans?
All right, let's get their floor and ceiling.
Can we
I'm
just-
done with the Titans already. They bore the fuck out of me.
Hang on, I got one more thing to say about the Titans. I have one more thing to say about the Titans.
Okay.
All right, their horses, they don't get a horse. They're you, the viewer. Imagine if you were on a horse racing track and you had to go against Secretariat. That's you, buddy, and that's the Titans.
No,
Except
it's not.
Secretariat is the rest of the league.
No. You need to have a stand-in middle of the road. Rest of
Hang on, you cut out there. Could you repeat that?
no, Secretariat isn't the stand-in for the rest of.
He cut out again!
Yeah, let's go.
It's the sign that says we need to get to the floor and ceiling. Wait, did we do that? We finished that already. I said.
No, I didn't. No one said their floor and
Yeah,
ceiling.
their booth
Okay,
is
I'm
like
gonna go with
2
the
wins.
Titans ceiling. 8 wins, their floor. With the first overall pick, the Tennessee Titans select.
You wanna know what their ceiling is? Their ceiling, it's 9 wins. And that's because CJ Stroud got hurt, Trevor Lawrence got hurt, and Anthony Richardson is healthy. And
Holy shit, the White Sox beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 10-1. What the fuck?
That's just the average Pirates game.
Ceiling is 8 wins. Floor is, I don't know, 2 to 3.
oh yeah, their floor is 2 wins, by the way. I forgot to say their floor.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the bigger shoo-ins for a losing.
Their ceiling is like 7 wins, and their floor is fading out of the first pick. Out of the first overall at 3-14.
Spencer?
Their ceiling is what they use to hold their noose while they fucking hang themselves.
Oh my god.
And their floor is what their dead bodies end up flopping onto.
Concerned.
Oh my god.
What was yours again,
Floor
Jigger?
is Sharon 6 feet under with Jim Irsay.
What was your floor and ceiling, Jigger?
The their ceiling, I feel, is 8 wins. I don't see how this roster gets more than that unless, like, everyone in the league is injured aside from Anthony Richardson. And the floor is with the first overall pick the Titans select, but no, it's not even going to be theirs. They're going to find someone to trade their draft pick somehow. I don't know how, but they're going to lose at losing.
I see.
Nah,
Well-
I doubt they're going to make any trades. They're just going to be
No,
playing
I
their
don't
own
think they will make
raw
any trades either. I'm just saying if we're going with turbo floors, screw it. They're gonna eat up all the crazy flakes one day and say, you know what, we're gonna trade our first overall pick for freaking Anthony Richardson. I don't know.
Why would they
Gotcha.
trade for Anthony Richardson? They
No,
just
no
got
reason. I'm
him
saying that's why I added in the crazy flakes. Maybe
Nah,
Cam Moore gets injured. I don't know.
even the
I'm making
dumbest
stuff up.
GMs aren't that stupid. Hopefully.
Crazy Flakes is actually what Mr. Ursay demanded his intern get him.
Mhm.
Well, up next, we have the final team, the Houston Texans.
With their notable additions, they got Lincoln Tomlinson, Eric Singletary. I thought he was...
Singletary.
Oh, they retained him. Okay, Cam Robinson, EJ Speed, CJ Garner Johnson, Neil Hunter, Jalen Petrie, Justin Watson, Ed Ingram, Derek Barnett, Darnell Taylor, Christian Kirk, Nick Chubb, Case Keenums, their notable leaves, Larry Tunsil, Eric Murray,
And Peggy,
Keon
that's the
Green,
recipe for mustard gas.
okay, Stephon Diggs, John Weeks, Robert Woods. Okay, let's get this through. They took Jaden Higgins from the school that beat Taegan school in front of those sick kids. What a shame. AKA Iowa State. They took offensive tackle Arianet Ursay from Minnesota. They took Jalen Noel from the school that beat Taegan school. Iowa State. They took Jalen Smith from USC. They took Woody Marks from USC, and the mystery bag consists of Jalen Reed from Penn State, quarterback Graham Mertz out of Florida, defensive tackle Keaton Hamilton from Rutgers, and then from the school that isn't as good as Spencer, Luke Lackley from Iowa.
He's a tight end, so he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but still lost to Iowa State this year.
Well, besides the fact that the Houston Texans got a Hall of Fame tight end in the 7th round this draft, I'm going to start this off and I'm just going to flat out say it. I do not have trust in CJ Stroud. I personally think that CJ Stroud got a little bit too much juice in the first season. He's not going to be bad, but I think the way that this team is set up for him, I think he's going to fail very bad. And if you want to know my reason, just take a look at the Jets game. That's a sole reason why I don't trust this team. I remember those kind of losses. Good teams don't lose like that.
But yeah, they unfortunately lost their greatest asset, DJ Mustard.
They unfortunately lost their long snapper, John Weeks. I mean, to be fair, they mostly retained their entire roster. Stephon Diggs was hurt for most of the year. Kenyon Green leaving is a upgrade until you realize that they don't really have an upgrade on the offensive line. Robert Woods existed, and Eric Murray was their biggest loss on defense, but even then, you have Derek Stingley Jr. But I don't know, man. This Texans team is they got me scratching my head. I don't know.
I think year 2 was just a massive downgrade. So I want to put on the sophomore slump. That's the easy way out. But this is kind of a career defining year for Stroud and Murray, or at least in terms of how well he can lead a team. And unfortunately, he's going to have to do this without his main guy again. Tank Dell's going to be out for God knows how long, with his leg being destroyed in quite literally everything.
Yeah, the Texans team, I want to say I have more faith in them. And I mean, I do want the answer king sophomore slump, because that's just, I think that is the answer. I think it's also quite selfish. My favorite answer out of all of this, but who really knows per se?
If there's anything that I do think needs to be done with the Texans, they need to increase the run game. They have Joe Mixon, they have Nick Chubb. You gotta start using them.
They're an all Iowa State wide receiver core. You know, Xavier Hutchinson, Jalen Nolan, Jaden Higgins, just one package where it's those three. I just want to see one.
Hey Spencer, what school did they beat again this year?
Well, they beat Kansas State and Farmageddon, I can tell you that much.
But like, what rivalry? What state rivalry? Who'd you beat again this year?
The Hawkeyes.
Yeah, the Hawkeyes. How could I have forgotten?
Anywho,
Somebody doesn't like that.
Yeah.
I think Taegan, why do you not like the fact that you lost the superior Iowa State Cyclones?
Yeah. Last year the Texans won their division and playoff game through their defense, which I believe is still going to be one of the best in the league. I do think that is their strength. Derek Stingley Jr. is an absolute beast. But yeah, if their offense can't do anything, I could honestly see vision.
yeah. I want to say they're in the driver's seat, but the person that's driving the car is drunk.
It's going to come down to the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars. The Jaguars have shown at their best that they are a genuine playoff team. It's just that they haven't been able to put it all together due to injuries or poor coaching or other things. The Texans have one of the best defenses in the league, but haven't been able to put it together with a good offense. Since I don't know the Patriots game against the tanking Patriots with Drake May in his first career start.
Yeah.
It's like to watch 4 incels get laid. It's embarrassing. Nobody knows what they're doing, and any kind of success happens by accident.
Ceiling for the Texans is 12 to 13 wins. The floor is probably, I don't know, 7 or 6.
I don't know.
Look,
They're the most likely to be successful, but I also think they're the least likely to really have a special season.
I don't know, man.
Or really be extreme, I should say.
I feel like this is just I've seen this before. Teams overachieve, they look worse the next year, and they don't really get back to that performance. Yeah. I don't have that faith in the Texans. I don't think that this is a bad team on paper.
They're not a bad team, but they're a frustrating. They're a very good team on paper. They have the talent to make a deep run. The problem is, and this has been throughout their entire existence, really, they've never really been able to put it together.
Yeah,
the best season they ever had was in 2012 with Matt Schaub and J.J. Watt. They lost in the division. They lost to the Patriots in the division. That's kind of been their story. They can just never really put it all together. And if they're not careful, the CJ Stroud will be just another Matt Schwab or Deshaun Watson era.
It's hard for me to trust this.
That's
I don't want to, like, a part of me is like, are they really that bad as they think? But then I just look at teams like, I look at like the fucking, I look like at the year Blake Bortles, like his second or third year, like his second year or whatever it was. He looked pretty good. He looked like he was in the next direction. The next year, he took a step back.
the thing about Bortles is that I don't think he was hyped at.
I don't think any of us ever believed that what Blake Bortles could do was repeatable.
Blake Bortles was the definition of an insanity run, and out of nowhere too. This isn't like a quarterback who was hyped and struggled and then had an incredible run. Blake Bortles was not expected to be anything, and then he just had that random 2017 season.
Maybe
never replicated again.
To be fair, that's when I first started watching, so that may be where it comes from. So I'm just breaching off in thing from the time, but it's just Stroud just I think he can be amazing. But after last year, I can't confirm that. I can't confirm that he will be that quarterback. Because we've seen time after time again a quarterback have a great season starting off, and then he just kinda doesn't get back there.
I think the thing with Stroud, though, I'm willing to like to say, it's okay, it's a sophomore slump, but like if again, what are we gonna get? Are we gonna get Stroud blossoming into a really good quarterback, or is it going to be what Taegan thought, where this was a mirage the entire time, and it's just the rookie form is just something that you're just never able to catch up. Like, we've seen that in athletes where sometimes like they have an incredible rookie season, but then you see year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, they never reach their rookie form. So I'm not necessarily saying for Stroud it's an impossibility, but this is one where we're going to need to see results, and we're going to need to see results fast.
Yeah, this is a prove it year for the Texans. Prove that 2020.
Prove that 2020 what?
2023 was not a fluke. The 2023 Stroud run. Prove that was not a fluke, a one-time thing.
I will say this: if Stroud does look good this season, he's gonna have to rely on the two running backs that they have. Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb on the same team. If this was like 2019, dude, imagine how fucking amazing that backfield would be. Unfortunately, it's 2025, and I mean, Joe Mixon looked good last year, and I think Nick Chubb still has it in him. It's just, considering that Tank Dell, one of the best one of the best young wide receivers, is going to basically be out for probably the entire season this year, and you're having to rely on two rookie wide receivers. Nico Collins is a good wide receiver, but we've seen what happens when you just only have one wide receiver in Houston. You get DeAndre Hopkins. And DeAndre Hopkins, while he was good, he couldn't single-handedly change that Texans team. It's just, there's so many question marks. The line, all the wide receivers after Nico, and I do think that that the wide receivers that they got could be good. I mean, I saw them on one hand. Like fucking Jaden Higgins is a really good wide receiver. If he had a little bit more reps and time, he could have easily been a first round wide receiver this year. Jalen Noel, he's one of the more rawer of the two, but he's pretty decent. Like they have the idea of a good team. But is that team really going to be good? I don't know. Nothing points to me saying yet, yeah, they'll be good. Because there's just constant red flags on this team. If you look past all of them, yeah, they look like a 10. But when you take apart each red flag, you see a -1, -2, -1, -2, and it's rough.
I see your.
It's some guy coming up to you at the bar and just being like, "Hey, baby, are you from Tennessee?" Because oh no, my dick.
Oh
It's-
no, my dick, sweetheart.
Oh no, bro.
I mean, at the end of the day, Houston Texans really proved a lot of people wrong. You're gonna have to hidden fast.
Mhm.
If their
Yep.
O line doesn't improve at all, like this is gonna be another long season. But if I could see the Texans being a very quiet, a very calm 13-4. But at the same time, I could see the Texans have an incredibly different 9 season. Nick said, O-line was horrid, and somehow Bobby Slowick was Leftwich 2.0. That's the stunning thing in all of this, and why, and people figured their scheme out, and how are you going to adjust to things? That's the takeaway from all this. And I mean, there's another year two. There's a year quarterback that's going to be entering year 2 that needs to take a lesson from this. Guess what happens when the league adapts to your strength? You're going to have to adapt to it, because if you don't adapt to it, see the season that the Houston Texans had last year.
I will just say this. And it's mostly a joke. Because I joke around this a lot. Maybe the Texans would have been a lot better if CJ Stroud didn't little bro Caleb Williams. It's a fucking joke that I fucking saw the other day.
Agree, Luke.
Look, regardless, I don't know, man. Also, is it just me, or D'Amico Ryans is a good defensive play caller, but I'm starting to feel, at least more recently, and maybe it's just because I've been through constant defensive play callers as a Bears fan, but it doesn't really feel like D'Amico Ryans is the coach the team needs,
Oh, because if you're a really strong defensive-minded guy, it's just the one weakness when you get defensive-minded guys, their offense a lot. And it's
Yeah.
more the fact that when you're more defensive-minded focused, having a very strong offensive coordinator is paramount. You can't miss on that.
Their offensive coordinator this year is Nick Caley, another guy from the Sean McVay coaching tree.
That's a good sign. I mean, here's the thing: Sean McVay's coaching tree has produced strong results.
But they've also produced a Kevin O'Connell, but you know what they also produced? A Zach Taylor.
But Zach Taylor has made a Super Bowl.
Doug
Again.
Peterson won a Super Bowl.
Exactly. If you win a Super Bowl or made to the Super Bowl, you're a good coach. And I will agree that in some angles there are some things that they stupidly do, and there's some things that go against their coaching regimen. But you win us, It's gonna depend a lot on coaching this year for the Texans. That's where it's going to matter. If the defensive side is very well coached and the offensive coordinator is a big swing and a miss, you're going to see right where the problems are.
Smoking that good?
End of the day, brain.
Oh, nuts. I thought you were going to be smoking that good.
Yeah. I will say
Exactly.
this with
I
the
agree,
text.
Nick. If Taylor's the worst you can do, this is a really good tree. Especially like when you compare to like other trees, like Belichick's had two good coach, one good and one okay. The good being Mike Vrabel, the okay being Bill O'Brien.
Yeah.
Oddly
I-
enough, both AFC South coaches.
Wait, didn't Bill Callahan come from Sean McVay's tree?
By way of Zach Taylor, yeah.
Oh, never mind then.
Zach
Never
Taylor.
mind. I won't add that then. I'll retract my statement.
Taylor looks like you didn't spend any time during your character creation during a video game.
No.
Anyone else had anything?
I hope the Texans lose the football games. That would make me very happy.
Homer.
All right, but yeah, at best, this is a 13-win team. They win the
Yeah.
division, and then they pray to God that they can win a division round game. At worst, they're a 7-win
7
team.
10 and 12-5.
Yeah. But it all comes down. Their defense is capable of winning 15 or 16 games. Their offense holds it back.
Randy Rosarena just hit a home run. Let's go.
In terms of division standings, I think it's gonna be Texans, Jags, Titans, Colts.
Okay.
But make no mistake, I don't like any of these teams right now.
Mhm.
The AFC South is just bad.
Mhm.
I will. You know what? I'll do the same for mine, just to give my overall thoughts. I will do. I'm gonna say for their ceiling, 11-6. Their floor, 6-11.
I'm gonna go their ceiling 15-2, their floor 8-9.
15-2. Wow, okay, that's a bit of a leap.
Here's the thing, I know it's a bit of a reach, but I'm going with their ceiling, meaning that they hit on their offensive coordinator. If their offensive coordinator is a hit, and I think the biggest knock against the Texans last year was their offensive coaching. I think that was their biggest weakness when you have a quarterback. If you have a very weak offensive coordinator, your offense tends to suffer the most. But if they nailed it and everything clicks together in one piece, I think this is a 15-2 team, and we're going to see it. And we're going to see that his rookie season was no fluke. That's if the Texans ceiling.
So you're saying their ceiling is to be the best team in the AFC period.
Absolutely, yes.
I think if that happens, going under your ideology, I think this has the Chiefs of last year written all over this team. Close games, barely winning them, but they're winning.
No, it's not gonna be like that. It's not gonna be like it. I don't think it's gonna be under that pretense. That's gonna be more if they're hit more of the in between. That's gonna be more of their in between. But we'll see. Season's still quite a bit away, but that's starting 15-2. I know, but that's if their OC is a hit, and if their OC is a hit, you're gonna see CJ Stroud on a whole nother level. And also, side
Yeah,
note,
if he gets the ball out before his offensive line implodes like a black hole.
mm-hmm. That is true. But again, I say that's what I said. I said if their offensive coaching staff is really good, 15 wins. If it's not, you're going to see more of a 12, 11 win.
And horse.
Oh yeah, I will say this for my rankings. I'm gonna be very. I'm just gonna say this flat out. I think all teams in this division will be 7-10, and then I think more than likely it'll go Jags, Titans, Houston, Colts.
Honestly, yeah, I gotta say, I feel like this could where every single team has a losing season. Of course, there could be the chance that there's a breakout, like the Texans going 15-2 or something, or maybe the Jags going 13 wins or 12 wins. But I think this is the most flawed division in football. The opposite of the AFC West.
I agree. Unless this division plays up to its ceiling, but does it ever?
Jugger, what are your floors and ceilings for the Texans?
All right. For the Texans, my floor for them, it's a 6-win team. For the floor, for the ceiling, it's like 9 scrapes by in the division, maybe 10 wins. And of course, because we need a horse, this is a little bit tricky. Because all of these horses have pedigree in this game, and the Texans have none. So I am going to go with Minnie the Lady from the Uma Musume Cinderella Grey anime. Why? Because it is a tiny little creature, and it needs to be shoved in a locker.
That describes this whole division, don't you think?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's what
Spencer.
Actually, I retract all of my horse picks. They are all Minnie the Lady, as I shove them in a locker.
What's your prediction, Spencer?
Floor is something like 5 or 6 wins. My ceiling is, I'm going to make it a bit bold and say their ceiling is a 14-win season that is eventually like a Super Bowl champion, but it's tainted by a Bountygate-like scandal. That's the kind of vibes I'm getting from the Texans.
Is it because of that one guy?
Yeah, it is mostly because of Aziz Al-Shaair, but the fact that the locker room got behind him was kind of
I hope
usually locker
for
room
the,
will
for
always
the life of
defend the
me, I hope
player.
the Texans don't. I hope the Texans don't dive into the realm of unlikability. They're already unlikable enough as it is, just in the division. Let's not make it a league-wide hate.
That would be so based.
Oh, it
It would be
wouldn't.
fun, though. It would be fun for us hate watchers out there.
You
Because
don't
we would be
even
eating
root for an
so good.
AFC South team.
I know, but
I'm
for
a
those that
Saints
enjoy
fan.
the humble hate watch, all
Yeah,
right. Bro, I'm a
Hate
Saints fan,
watching
all
for
right.
the love of the
Like
game.
I can, but I'm also a hate watcher enjoyer. All right. During that Super Bowl last year, when the Eagles were putting belt to ass, I was eating so good. All right. All right, that was an objectively terrible Super Bowl, but as a hate watch fan, it was like a top 10, like top 3 Super Bowl for me. Just how cathartic it was.
I see.
man, it sucked to have your team be one of the heels of the league, but think about it. Think about the hater economy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The hater economy, that's fucking wild.
Us Saints fans have nothing to look forward to, alright? We'll discuss about that next week if I'm correct.
Yes, I was about to get to that. So, before we get to the division in review, next week we will have the NFC South, and hopefully, if everything lines up correct, we will have a good friend, Valente Talks, joining us. Valente Talks Sports joining us. I forgot that he's not just Volante Talks, he also talks sports.
Well, how do you
Well,
such
of course.
a good
What is he?
talker on the
Well, of course,
podcast?
he has to talk about something. You don't just talk to talk, right?
What if he talks
D-
about
that's
Mom?
I mean, he didn't the last time. I think the last time he was on here, I want to say it was November, and I think I got Arby's during that time. I don't remember the conversation, but I specifically remember we all got in there like pretty early before we were even supposed to start, and I was just in like the fucking Arby's drive-through heading to my dad's. But yeah, long story short, Noah, in 2 words, describe the AFC North.
The AFC North
I mean the AFC South.
tank division.
Mm-hmm.
ACC of the NFL.
No, they're the Conference USA of the NFL.
ACC.
Conference USA because
Shut
they
up,
suck.
it's Tank Division. It is the ACC, aka the Tank Division. According to this.
But yeah. Well, guys, hope you're ready for the
So-
South next week, and hopefully and this time Jugger will be required to join instead of joining in 5 minutes before we start.
Hey, at least this time I can
Yay!
be included in the thumbnail.
Did
Yippee.
you
You've
say
been included in the thumbnail,
I know, but I mean, like,
jackass!
from the beginning.
The
Uh,
Horse
yeah,
Council
taking on the
is rejecting the
beginning.
cult membership.
did you did you want me to share 2 words on the AFC South?
Do it.
Genital warts.
Alright, let's get to it for us today.
Thank you guys so much for
If you
watching.
liked
Good
it, hit that
night.
like button,
Good
get
night,
there,
Pokey Bears. Thank you
subscribe,
for
follow
watching.
everybody on their social medias, and remember.